In this video, I got a chance to meet a 7-figure dropshipper from Finland.
I'm feeling kind of nervous because we both have a pretty bad accent.
And his advice is something you need to hear before starting with dropshipping. Let's get going.
So right now we're driving to the hotel where we are going to meet Samu.
Nice to meet you, Kevin. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Meet Samu. He's the most experienced dropshipper that I personally know, and he's just a wizard when it comes to e-commerce. So let's see what he has to say.
So when you first started, did you become successful with the first try, or did you fail, or how was it?
Yeah, so I need to try like 30 different stores in order to make one big success. It was making mistakes all the time, but every time I was getting better and better.
But what do you think is the most hardest part of creating a successful dropshipping store?
You need to figure out everything about the business. You need to figure out the marketing, you need to figure out the store, you need to figure out the creatives and how to write the copy and how to make an ad that grab people's attention.
Yeah, it isn't just one thing. You need to have like 10 different things and you need to be like good at all of these things. When you found your first successful store or product, how did it went on from there? How did you manage the store? How did you...
Yeah, so I started making good money, and then I immediately shut down the store and I fly out to USA to make a corporation, to make an LLC, and it failed. So now I came back to Finland. I'm from Finland, to make a company here, and then I started doing the same business again and it didn't work out. So I need to twist that business a little to make it a little different, make it a little better, and then I started making more and more gains. And of course, eventually the product was a little bit, like another real big brand. So I got Facebook banned, and after that I need to figure out something else that was working. So after that I had now all the skills. So I just now copied a working business, and then I just transferred the products. It was a men brand, working brand in the USA. I do it for women and it worked amazingly well.
So what's your number one advice for anyone who's thinking of starting a dropshipping store?
If you are enjoying this video, then please subscribe to the channel. Also, hit the like button. But now, back to the video.
So you need to decide. There's only two options. You can do it or not. There are only two options and you should only pick one of those. So if you are willing to commit to dropshipping, of course you are going to get work, but you need to learn the skills. You need to make it a daily routine.
So do you have any more tips to someone who's getting into dropshipping right now?
Yes, I think you need to make a good relationship with your customers in order to make a good business. So being as transparent as possible to build a connection and build a trust with your customer and getting it to purchase again from you. That's how you had a real business, and you can get it by telling that your product comes from China or whatever your product or your business is. Just being honest with your customers, then your customers are more likely to buy from you and buy from you again and suggest it to friends and family.
So what do you think is the best way to start dropshipping right now?
The best way to start dropshipping right now is to see what works in the United States and copy the same store, everything from the creatives, from the products and from the logo design, the color scheme, everything, and put it in a new market, for example, Europe.
Yes, and that's pretty much what I was doing with my POD stores. I just saw that in the United States the yellow character store was working. I pretty much copied it and brought it over to Europe and made a pretty decent amount of money with it. So every successful person has a daily schedule. So what does your schedule look like, and what are your tips on how to be more productive?
So my days are parted into 3 sections. The first section, I wake up early, I figure out new stuff to do, I learn new skills, I connect with new people, and second part is connecting with my team, checking out that the business is going forward, and the third part is to putting my skills like copywriting skills, story design skills, market research skills into action, like creating new stores.
So it is pretty obvious that when you're first starting out, then your first store will obviously not be profitable. Your first product will not succeed. It is pretty clear. And Samu, I wanted to ask you, how much money did you spend before actually finding like a winning product?
So it took me about 30 stores and $1,000 to find the first winning product that starts making me a profit.
So if you have started like 2 or 3 stores and haven't got any profits or made any money, then don't panic, just keep testing, and eventually you will find the winner.
So the most important thing in dropshipping is getting the profitable advertising, and with Facebook ads you should focus on your creatives, you should focus on the headline. The headline should grab people's attention. After that you should bring the biggest benefit, and then the great offer and call to action, and then that's how you ensure the best click-through rate.
But most beginners really don't know where to get ad creatives. What do you recommend where to get these ad creatives? Obviously you can't take them from just AliExpress copy paste, that ain't working right now. So what is your recommendation on getting these ad copies?
The best way to get ad creatives for beginners is to check brands that are doing great volume. Just go to ad library and find the brand here and copy everything exactly.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what I have done with my stores. I just check from Facebook ad library what other companies are using, what ad creatives are they using, how are they writing their ads, and pretty much just copy and paste. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's pretty easy actually. So also one question about Facebook ads. When you're testing different ad creatives, when do you know that the ad creative ain't gonna work? Like how much should the spend be? Or what do you think? When do you consider an ad creative successful, and when do you consider it unsuccessful?
First thing, you need to check the metrics in the ad manager, like CPM, like CTR, like CPC, and if they are looking great, I think you need to run the ad set like $100, and if it doesn't get any sale, you should kill it.
Let's continue with Facebook ads. So what countries do you recommend to target? Is it worldwide, Europe countries, or what do you recommend?
I recommend testing every country, and the country that gets best metrics, you should create a store with that language.
When you're testing a product, what do you think should the daily ad spend be on one ad set? There's different opinions. Should it be like $10, $25? What's your opinion about it?
$100 CBO with multiple ad sets.
Okay, and how many ad sets usually?
5 to 7.
5 to 7 ad sets, okay. And the ad sets are targeting different interests, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
And they can also target open wide with no interest.
With
no detailed targeting at all.
And that's pretty much it for this video. If you got some value from this video, please hit the like button, and I will see you in the next one.